Morning, beloveds. I am the Reverend Kristen Kariga. I serve as one of your ministers. I want to take a moment this morning to acknowledge that we might be coming into this space with a lot of different feelings, struggling with emotions after the violent and traumatic incident at a political rally yesterday. So I just want you to know that whatever you're feeling, whatever you're struggling with, you are not alone. We're here together in community, holding one another in care. Reverend Justine and I connected this morning. She also sends her love and her support as we make space for our feelings and reflect on our values. I also want you to know if it would be helpful to talk with someone this morning. Every Sunday we have lay ministers available. They're always happy to offer a listening presence. So that's also available for you after service. Now, I am so grateful to the lay leaders of Rainbow Action who will lead us in a pride service this morning on the theme of making history now. One of our worship associates, Rhiannon Smith, was not able to be with us this morning, and so I will be filling in for the worship associate role. Our opening words are "A Protest and a Party" by Reverend Hannah Roberts Villeneuve. People sometimes ask, is pride a protest or a party? And the answer is, of course, yes. And why not? Why not rejoice as we resist, dance as we demand change, celebrate as we create community that delights in all of who we are? So bring all of that with you this morning. Bring your policy demands and bring your glitter. Bring your Supreme Court broken heart and bring your rainbow socks. Bring the emptiness you feel for our siblings gone too soon. Bring your Gloria Estefan remix. Bring your tender hope for change. Bring your most garish eyeshadow. Bring your spirit, tattered and battered by a world that seems insistent on choosing fear and hate. Gather up all of these things. Bring them here to a place where we don't have to shoulder these burdens alone, where we don't have to celebrate our joys alone. Come, let us worship together this morning.
And among all of those things that we have brought today, I hope that your singing voices are among them as I invite you to rise and body your spirit and join in singing our opening hymn. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Ven a escuchar la canción. Ven a escuchar la canción. Es hoy un día muy feliz. Ven, ven, alégrate hoy. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. No tengas miedo a cambiar. No tengas miedo a cambiar. Es hoy un día muy feliz. Ven, ven, alégrate hoy. So enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in.
I I have a quick tech request, which is we are wondering if we can have lyrics on the screen up here so that we're able to see up here as worship leaders. And I want to invite us up to do our welcome. Good morning and welcome to the First Unitarian Universalist Church of San Diego, where we worship each Sunday in the South Bay, in Hillcrest, and online.
Buenos días y bienvenidos a la primera Iglesia Unitaria Universalista de San Diego, donde adoramos cada mañana en South Bay and Hillcrest y en línea.
My name is the Reverend Kristen Carriga, and I use the pronouns she, her, and ella. A special welcome to those of you who are with us for the first time. We invite you to fill out the visitor card in your order of service so that we can connect with you.
Me llamo Lily Brock y uso el pronombre ella. Una bienvenida muy especial a todos que están con nosotros por primera vez. Les extendemos la invitación de rellenar el formulario en el orden de servicio.
Our community is a vital, diverse, multi-generational congregation without borders, with a mission to create community, nurture spiritual growth, and act on our values to help heal the world.
Somos una congregación compuesta de personas de distintas identidades racializadas y culturas, personas de diversas orientaciones sexuales e identidades de género, personas de varias habilidades mentales y físicas.
We are creators of community and compassion, and although we can fall short, we're committed to practicing an affirming welcome to all.
Con espíritu de reverencia, reconocemos que nos juntamos esta mañana en la tierra de los Kumeyaay, quienes continúan viviendo en todo su territorio. Al emprender este viaje juntos, mantengamos en nuestros corazones y mentes el pueblo Kumeyaay.
In a spirit of reverence, we acknowledge that we gather this morning on the land of the Kumeyaay, who continue to live throughout their territories. May the light of this candle shine for our commitment to the Kumeyaay people and to justice and equity for Indigenous people everywhere.
And it's a pleasure now to invite you to rise once more as bodies and spirits allow and join in singing our church hymn and reciting our aspiration. From all who dwell below the skies, let faith and hope with love arise. Let beauty, truth, and good be sung through every land by every tongue. De todos bajo el gran sol surja esperanza, fe y amor, verdad y belleza cantando de cada tierra, cada voz. May love be the spirit of this church. May the quest for truth be its sacrament, and service be its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom,
And to help one another in fellowship. This is our aspiration. Que el amor sea la doctrina de esta iglesia, la búsqueda de la verdad, su sacramento, y el servicio, su oración. Vivir juntos en paz, buscar la verdad con libertad y ayudarnos mutuamente en comunidad. A eso aspiramos.
I'd like to invite any children, any youth, and those who are young at heart to come up for a time of all ages.
Our story today is called Who Are You? The Kid's Guide to Gender Identity. This is a story about you. The important thing to remember is that you are the one who knows you the best. When babies are born, people ask, is it a boy or a girl? There they are, they're wondering. Babies can't talk, so grown-ups make a guess by looking at their bodies. This is the sex assigned to you at birth, male or female. Sometimes people get this confused with gender, but gender is much more than the body you were born with. As babies grow into kids, they start to know what they like and don't like. This is your personal expression, what you like, how you dress and act. There are so many ways to express yourself, what you can change as you grow up, or even from day to day. What do you like?
I like the moms helping their babies grow up.
Anybody else? What do you like? What do you like on here?
I like the kitty.
What do you like, honey?
I like the kitty.
That's good.
Kitty's very popular. Okay. Kids know a lot about themselves, don't you? They know who they are by how they feel inside. This is your identity. Will you feel like inside who you know yourself to be? This can also change as you grow up or change from day to day. Your gender is just one part of your identity, what makes you, you. But some people say there are only two genders, but there are really many genders. See, they're saying, I am a girl, I am a boy, I'm both, I'm neither, I'm just me. You are who you say you are because you know you're who you are best. See that? For some people, the grown-ups guessed right about their body and their gender. This is called cisgender, when someone's identity matches their sex assigned at birth. Oh, woo. And for some people, there are more than just two choices. These are just a few words people use. Trans, genderqueer, non-binary, gender fluid, transgender, gender neutral, agender, neutrois, bigender, third gender, two-spirit. And there are even more words that people use to describe their experience, and this is called the gender spectrum. There are lots of ways to be a boy, and there are lots of ways to be a girl. There are lots of ways to be a kid. Be who you are.
So now if you up here on the stage could stand up and help me lead the congregation in our affirmation. And I'm going to need your help with the hand motions. We are Unitarian Universalists, a people of open minds, loving hearts, and welcoming hands. Somos unitarios universalistas, personas de mentes abiertas, corazones amorosos y manos que dan la bienvenida. And now I invite any children and youth who would like to join me and our other leaders for Ari. Oh, we have a gift for the children before they leave.
I have some announcements for you. Lay ministers are available after the service on the patio here on our Hillcrest campus to offer a listening presence. This morning's lay ministers are Brandon Hall and Chris Smith. There they are. Okay. Join us this week to celebrate San Diego Pride. Today, after the service, join us on the upper patio for our poster decorating party for our contingent in the Pride Parade. On Wednesday, July 17th, there is an interfaith light up the cathedral service at 7 p.m. at St. Paul's. Reverend Kristen will be part of the service, and all are welcome, and my partner Karen and I will be there, so you can find us, too. Join us to march in the parade on Saturday, July 20th. There is more information in the church newsletter, or you can just ask me after the service, because I'll be there. Save the date for the upcoming Front Street production, Barber Shop Harmony Showcase, with Los Border Shop Quartet and special guests on Saturday, July 17th at 7:30. July 27th, pardon me, July 27th at 7:30 p.m. I'd like to invite now the Reverend Julie Forrest to talk about the Pink Haven Coalition.
You guys are so awesome. Already. Hello, loved ones. I'm the Reverend Julie Forrest, and I have been asked to speak to you today about Pink Haven. Pink Haven is sort of an underground group that pairs families that live in states that prevent gender-affirming care for minors with folks who live in states that provide it. There has been an article in the UU World about this, and it was recently discussed and celebrated at this year's General Assembly. So why am I here before you? It's all about our first source, direct experience. Several of the movers and shakers in Pink Haven knew about me, and they knew that my family had positive experience with gender-affirming care. In fact, I can tell you that gender-affirming care was life-saving for my child. They also know that I had an accessory dwelling unit, like a granny flat, that was close to Rady's Children's Hospital. So I was asked to join an encrypted secret app communication thing. I did feel a little bit like James Bond. And I began conversing with the mom of this family. Our place was perfect for them because it's approximately 8 miles from Rady's Children's Hospital. Reverend Owens lent her car for them to use while they were here, and they were grateful for this because they were not a financially wealthy family. Several others volunteered to provide food or Uber delivery. Louise heard about it, and they decided to share the plate with this organization. So here we are in our community of care, strengthening the bonds we have with each other to face, engage with, and change our world. One caring act tumbling into a cascade of caring. Part of me wants to encourage you to be generous, but I already know how generous you are. Yay.
So we will now receive our offering for Pink Haven Coalition. If you'd like to donate by credit card, there are dip jars. You can also place cash or check in the boxes. If you're online, you can always donate at our website, firstuusandiego.org. And we are so grateful for your generosity and your support of this life-saving work.
grauen Stunden, wo mich des Lebens wilder Kreis umschrickt. Hast du mein Herz zu warmer Lebensstunden, hast mich in eine bessere Welt entrückt, in eine bessere Welt entrückt. Oft hat ein Seufzer deiner Harfe entflossen, ein süßer, heiliger Akkord von dir. Den Himmel besserer Zeiten mir erschlossen, du holde Kunst, ich danke dir dafür, du holde Kunst, ich danke dir.
Our reading this morning is a responsive reading, and so I will be leading the leader part, and when it says many, that will be your cue to come in with Lisa. These words are entitled Proud by the Reverend Hannah Roberts Villeneuve. Today, Pride Day, we affirm with joy that we are proud.
We are proud to be lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, queer, and questioning.
We are proud to have survived and thrived despite challenges to our dignity, well-being, and sometimes even our lives.
We are proud to be heterosexual and cisgender allies.
We are proud to live and work in solidarity with our LGBTQ friends and family.
Together, we build the beloved community.
We and those we love have been judged, mistreated, assaulted.
But we are here and we are proud.
We and those we love have been stereotyped and have faced discrimination.
But we are here and we are proud.
We have seen those we love beaten to death and gunned down.
But we are here and we are proud.
We are together and we are proud.
And together we build the beloved community, which as it grows among us even now.
I want to invite up Guppy Todd, who is a youth and lay leader who's going to offer a reflection this morning.
Hello. I am not gonna lie, I am quite nervous, so instead of actually talking to you, I am going to have my friend here, Joanne, speak to you instead. Hold on, let me think of what I'm gonna say. Okay. Hello. My name is Joanne, but you already know that. I'm here to tell you that it's kind of messed up that I'm being called proud to be gay. Like, I'm being called brave, because I don't feel brave. All I'm doing is being me. And then, why are people trying to hurt me for that? Why are people trying to be mean to me for that? It just doesn't make sense. And now I have sort of a little bit of imposter syndrome because everyone's like, you're so brave, you're such a hero. Oh my goodness, when you didn't do anything, like at all. You were just here. But you are still here, and you try to pat yourself on the back because you know that I guess it is hard. Everyone says it's hard, so it must be hard. And maybe I'm just strong, and I just don't know it. That's all.
I'd like to invite you just into a space of deep breathing. And singing if you like. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul.
I'm Louise Titlow, and I use she, they pronouns. I'm one of the co-chairs of Rainbow Action along with Andrew Bursa, And I'm grateful to be a First UU member because it has such a rich history of social justice work that supports the LGBTQ community. I'd like to touch on some examples this morning of how First UU has lived out our UU values over the years. I would like to quote a description from Article 2, which was passed at General Assembly this June. Love is the power that holds us together and is at the center of our shared values. We are accountable to one another for doing the work of living our shared values through the spiritual discipline of love. Inseparable from one another, these shared values are interdependence, pluralism, justice, transformation, generosity, and equity. Support of the LGBTQ+ community began 45 years ago through generosity of time and talent of First UU members, friends, staff, and ministers. The earliest example is the adult education series, Gay Straight Awareness, that began in the spring of 1979 and was presented by a team from the gay, lesbian, and straight communities to foster understanding and communication and bonding between the diverse communities. I see this as a transformative act of love and courage to create an equitable place for all to flourish when many faith communities weren't welcoming of LGBTQ people. Another example is the Welcoming Congregation Program, welcoming gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people, which was field tested here in 1988 and taught several times. First UU received official recognition as a welcoming congregation a few years later, and we continue to renew our designation yearly. In doing this work, our community is showing their devotion to pluralism and the interdependence of one and all. The GLO, Gay and Lesbian Outreach, was formed by a support group in the early 1980s and was able to mainstream into the church community in the late 80s because of the impact of the Welcoming Congregation Program. After the UUA Supportive Welcoming Congregation Program passed in 1988, GLO members were able to work with other congregations on how to create support groups. First UU started to march in the Pride parades, and openly LGBTQ members began to serve as lay leaders, including children's religious education, and on the board of trustees. Men's Fellowship and Women Together welcomed LGBTQ people on their retreats. Reverends Tom and Carolyn Owen Toll performed hundreds of commitment ceremonies, holy unions, and memorial services for the entire LGBTQ community, showing that this congregation was acting on our values of justice and equity and giving marginalized people a place at the table. I think one of the most impressive actions of our shared values was our congregation's response to the AIDS epidemic. First UU, led by Tom and Carolyn Owen Toll, was one of the first congregations to offer memorial services for people who died of AIDS, and this is big. This is very big. Yearly Thanksgiving dinners were hosted by First UU for those who had AIDS in their families. Our AIDS task force raised thousands of dollars annually for AIDS services. We offered Mama's Kitchen, our kitchen in Bard Hall, so they could provide their first meals to people with AIDS. And I wasn't here then, but I know how hard that was and how difficult a time it was for the whole community. When Tom and Carolyn retired as our ministers in 2002, they received the Brad Truax Award for their ministry to people living and dying with AIDS. The award was designed by John Kiesler and is on display in the Welcome Center. Our congregation acted with tremendous generosity in a critically and very fearful time and showed without a doubt that love is at the center of our values. Sorry. First UU continued important work with No on Proposition 8 in 2008, and with 200 members and friends volunteering to phone bank, pass out flyers, and petitions. Other ways First UU supported same-sex marriage was to host press conferences, and reach out to ministers of other supportive congregations. Former member Eric Isaacson wrote amicus briefs for the UUA supporting marriage equality, which were filed in both the California and U.S. Supreme Courts. Reverend Arvid Straube and Reverend Kathleen Owens and other UUA ministers pledged not to marry straight couples until marriage equality was law. Our congregation continued to act on our values to help heal the world. Jan Garbelski and Reverend Kristen Kariga, while she was the social justice coordinator, were invited to represent California Faith for Equality by the superintendent of the San Diego Unified School District to serve on a committee to help make the district a safer place for students, parents, and staff. As part of the Welcoming Congregation program, 80 congregants and friends were enrolled in the Transforming Hearts Transgender Inclusion Workshop from 2020 to 2024, which has helped transform our community into a more interdependent and pluralistic one for LGBT plus people. Several years ago, First UU was awarded the Spirit of Stonewall by the San Diego Pride for our social justice work, which impacted the entire San Diego LGBTQ plus community. We celebrate the anniversary of Stonewall riots today because First UU has been publicly acknowledged as a leader in actively supporting LGBTQ plus people and fighting for their rights. As John Lewis had said, quote, "Get in good trouble, necessary trouble," unquote. I believe First UU has followed his advice, working within our values to create a beloved community while making a lasting change in the world around us. Thank you.
Feel free to sing along with me, of course. You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged, oh, I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all, and the darkness inside you can make you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. See your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. Show me a smile then, and don't be unhappy, can't remember when I last saw you laughing If this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, you can call me up because you know I'll be there. And I see your true colors shining through. See your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. If this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, just call me up, 'cause you know I'll be there. And I see your true colors shining through. See your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow.
Good morning. I am Lisa Berza. I use the pronouns she, they, and I identify on the plus part of the LGBTQ spectrum. I'm going to speak this morning on the now part of the Pride theme this year, making history now. Some of you may know or remember that 1992 is known as the Year of the Woman in US politics. Barbara Boxer, Dianne Feinstein, Patty Murray, and others were elected as US senators for the first time that year. Boxer and Feinstein in particular made history as California became the first state to be represented in the Senate by 2 women. The wave of women in politics that year led to a sustained involvement by others who followed the trail being blazed. Children, like me, were prompted to think about political aspirations. I thought I'd be the first female president of the United States. Meanwhile, just a few miles south of me, Christine Kehoe was making history as the first out and proud lesbian politician in San Diego. She too had been part of the Trailblazers, having established herself as a political activist long before she was elected in 1993. Kehoe started her elected career as a member of the San Diego City Council, advanced to the state assembly, and ended her political career as a state senator. As Kehoe explained in 2016, I never thought of myself as the leader so much as a facilitator. She added that whatever your area of expertise is, health, children, education, business, finance, you can do it all in politics. This Pride Month, I want to recognize Kehoe's accomplishments and connect the political history she made to the potential futures her successors and allies might make. This year is a challenging one for us all. Politics are different than they were in the 1990s. It's hard to deny the impulse to ignore the news, to donate but not participate, to participate but not engage. I will never become the first female president of the United States because my identity is more complicated than that, now I realize. But I do continue to aspire to make change. As Unitarian Universalists, We act on our values to help heal the world. Healing the world is an active process, and one that often, messily, necessarily involves politics. As we move towards the new Article 2 values, I want to pause and reflect on the meaning of the democratic process, quote, within our congregations and society at large, which is part of the new values, as part of our value in particular of justice. How will we live up to that value? As we look back at the history that women, and lesbians in particular, made during the 1990s, how can we think of who else should be involved in the process? How can we make sure that the voices and lives of not just women, not just lesbians, but also trans people and non-binary people, and ultimately all kinds of people are heard? We are here celebrating Pride. One of the legacies of Pride is a legacy of activism and political involvement, as Louise mentioned and as Christine Kehoe embodied. I call back to Kehoe's quote about not being a leader, but a facilitator. Whose voices, which facilitators will we celebrate at future Pride events?
As I get my guitar on, I just want to say thank you to the lay leaders for the work they put in on this service today. Really excellent work. Lily, your Spanish is so good. And I want to also personally just invite you over the next couple of weeks. Saturday the 27th, Louise mentioned, is a barbershop concert. And Sunday the 28th is my last service. The choir will be singing. So I hope you all will come to those and we get to spend some time together over the next couple of weeks. And so with that, I'll invite you to rise as body and spirit allow as we answer the call of love together. The promise of the Spirit, faith, hope, and love abide. And so every soul is blessed and made whole. The truth in our hearts is our guide. We are answering the call of love. Hands joined together as hearts beat as one, emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering the call of love. Sometimes we build a barrier to keep love tightly bound, corrupted by fear, unwilling to hear, denying the beauty we found. We are answering the call of love. Hands joined together as hearts beat as one. Emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering the call of love. A bright new day is dawning, when love will not divide. Reflections of grace in every embrace, fulfilling the vision divine. We are answering the call of love. Hands joined together as hearts beat as one. Emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering the call of love. We are answering the call of love.
Our closing words are, "May we live the spirit of pride," by Elizabeth Ketchum. With the gratitude for the freedom to be our true, authentic selves, may we live the spirit of pride. With the courage that comes from challenging fear, may we live the spirit of pride. With sorrows for those who could not be with us here today, and in honor of those who died of AIDS and lost their lives, may we live the spirit of pride. Looking ahead to the justice still withheld, may we live the spirit of pride with the confidence that a sense of community banishes isolation and loneliness. May we live the spirit of pride with the rainbow flag flying high, a sense of beloved community among us, and the joy that comes from making new connections. May we live the spirit of pride. Blessed be.